Next is Sean Ruiz.
Sean Ruiz, 53 Lancaster Road. I have a couple documents that I'd like to give to BDC. One of them is the outstanding debt for the state of Connecticut. We're looking at over $81 billion in debt. Bonded debt is about $20 billion of that. This project will add to the bonded debt. There's state debt that's involved in this, and it's not part of the financial report. It's part of the infrastructure. If you look at the financial proposal, rather the project study for the report, it basically says they're required to work with the city to get funds for the infrastructure that's going to come from the state and the federal government. That's absent from the report. So it's a fallacy that there's only $6 million that Renaissance is asking from Bristol taxpayers, because we also pay state and federal taxes in this town. And that's the reason why Connecticut is the second most unfriendly state to do business in the whole country. This would be compounding to that, so that we can do housing. We need to concentrate our funds on something that's going to stimulate job growth. This is a long-term project. It's $6 million for just one building of one phase. How much is it going to be when the entire thing is bundled all together? How many buildings altogether are going to require $6 million of mezzanine financing, which, if anybody knows what mezzanine financing is, it's the most expensive capital that you can go after because it absorbs risk, but it actually shields the developer from a lot of the risk, and the taxpayers would be subsidizing that risk. There's a big turnout in this room. That's because this plan entitles certain people to benefit from the tax monies. Those people, some of these people in this room are just care about Bristol and haven't really investigated it, but some of the people in this room stand to benefit from it financially. If I could prove to everybody around town that this is going to cost them more than anybody else can develop, this room would be packed with people against this project. But it's not. But I do have over 100 signatures here. It's a proclamation. Everybody's door that I knocked on, except for very few people, over 90%, signed this proclamation. Whereas the downtown development project relies heavily on public debt to come to fruition, the Depot Square project was described to the citizens of Bristol as a private investment endeavor, and the development has few commercial business investors, therefore creating few employment opportunities. And whereas the development is predominantly housing, therefore it would be resolved, we the citizens of Bristol demand a public referendum prior to the city of Bristol moving forward with this project involving public land, subsidies, and public debt to ensure all residents are aware of the details and risks. I can tell you, I knock on the doors, nobody knows what's going on. People are getting our future tax revenues, and there's no guarantee. Nobody in this room has a crystal ball to say that this is going to spur economic growth. People are stealing my signs around town. I have to assume that these are interested parties. Here's some pictures of the signs. I'm not going to give you.
We're at 3 minutes.
Okay.
Wrap up.
I'm done. I'm just going to give you some information.